Have you ever paused to think that the rice sitting on your plate could be quietly working against your blood sugar? It might sound a little surprising. After all, rice is such a staple, comforting, familiar, and a cherished part of meals all over the world. But what if I told you that the way most people cook and eat rice might actually be doing more harm than good, especially as we get older? Hi there, I'm really glad you're joining me today. Now, this video isn't about fear. It's about knowledge. It's about empowerment. Because the truth is, with just a few simple adjustments, you can transform rice from something that may be messing with your blood sugar into a food that supports your gut, steadies your energy, and helps nourish your body. And no, you don't need any expensive supplements or high-tech gadgets. All it takes is a few easy tweaks in your everyday routine. After spending years working in senior health, I've met so many people who follow the medical advice, take their prescriptions, and still struggle with high blood sugar, stubborn weight, and digestive discomfort. That's when I realized sometimes the answers we're looking for are hidden in the most basic things we do every day, like how we cook rice. So today, I'm going to share with you 5 powerful tips, simple rice habits that can make a real difference in your health. They're backed by research, easy to do, and best of all, they fit right into the meals you're already making. Before we dive in, let me ask, do you or someone close to you eat rice almost daily? Ever feel bloated or overly tired after a meal and just chalk it up to getting older? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your experience. And if you'd like more helpful, science-backed tips like these, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and become part of our Health 907 family. Alright, let's get started with the first rice trick. It's incredibly simple, doesn't cost a thing, and can make a big difference in how your body absorbs nutrients. Rice tip number 1. Soak your rice before cooking. You might be used to just rinsing your rice and tossing it into the pot, but soaking it, just like many of our grandparents used to do, is a game changer. This overlooked step can quietly but significantly change how your body reacts to rice. Here's why. Rice, especially the common white or brown varieties, contains something called phytic acid. It's found in the outer layers of the grain, and while it's completely natural, it acts like a tiny mineral thief. It latches onto important nutrients like calcium, zinc, and iron, making them harder for your body to absorb. And as we age, our need for these nutrients grows. Think about bone density, fatigue, weakened immunity. These are all linked to how well we absorb minerals. So reducing phytic acid isn't just smart, it's essential. But that's not all. Soaking rice also makes it easier to digest. I've worked with many older adults who experience bloating, gas, or that heavy, overfull feeling after meals. Once they started soaking their rice, many of those issues eased up noticeably. How to do it right. After giving your rice a thorough rinse under cool water, soak it in warm water for 30 to 60 minutes before cooking. This softens the grains, helps them absorb water, and begins breaking down some of the harder to digest components. Pressed for time, even 30 minutes is better than none. Just make sure not to go over 3 hours, especially in warm temperatures, to prevent bacterial growth. I remember a 72-year-old woman I worked with, vibrant and active, but always battling a sensitive stomach. She started soaking her rice every day. After just a few weeks, her post-meal discomfort had nearly vanished. She called it her small miracle. And truly, it is a small change, no pills, no fancy tools, just water, a little time, and some intention. But the results: better digestion, better mineral absorption, and often more energy throughout the day. If you already soak your rice, I'd love to hear what differences you've noticed. And if you haven't tried it yet, what's holding you back? Rice tip number 2. Add a spoonful of vinegar when cooking. This one might catch you off guard. Vinegar in rice? Sounds strange at first. But trust me, this is one of the most underrated tricks for supporting your blood sugar and digestion. The magic ingredient here is acetic acid, found in natural, fermented vinegars, especially apple cider vinegar. What it does is slow down how quickly your body breaks down and absorbs carbohydrates. That means your blood sugar rises more gently after meals instead of spiking rapidly. This is particularly important for those over 60, or anyone managing pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes. In fact, research from Johns Hopkins University found that adding vinegar to rice can lower its glycemic index by up to 31%. That's a huge difference for such a simple tweak. I once worked with a man in his late 60s, pre-diabetic, often feeling sluggish and tired after eating. He began adding just 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar to the water he used to cook his rice. Within a couple of months, his fasting blood sugar started to stabilize, and his energy improved. How to do it? When preparing rice, just add 1 tablespoon of natural fermented vinegar, like apple cider vinegar, into the cooking water. That's it. The rice won't taste vinegary. In fact, many people say it tastes lighter, even fresher. Just make sure you're using real, fermented vinegar, not synthetic or artificially flavored ones. Those don't carry the same benefits and may even irritate your stomach. If you're trying this for the first time, or if you're sensitive to vinegar, start small, maybe half a tablespoon, and see how your body responds. It's such a simple habit to adopt, and yet over time, it can have a noticeable effect on blood sugar levels and post-meal energy. Rice tip number 3. Mix in a bit of oatmeal for better heart and sugar health. This one's a real gem, something hardly anyone talks about. Did you know that blending a small amount of oatmeal into your rice can significantly improve how your body handles sugar? Oats are rich in beta-glucan, a soluble fiber that works like a gentle sponge in your digestive system. It soaks up bad cholesterol, slows digestion, and helps prevent rapid blood sugar spikes after meals. This is especially helpful for seniors dealing with high cholesterol, diabetes, or even blood pressure issues. A study from the National Institutes of Health showed that adding just a small portion of oats to your rice can reduce the blood sugar spike by up to 43%. That's a major improvement for such a subtle shift. Here's the key: balance. For every 1 cup, about 150 grams of rice, add just 1 to 1.5 teaspoons of plain, dry oatmeal. That's about 5-7 of the total volume, just enough to help without overwhelming your digestive system. Why not add more? While oats are healthy, too much fiber in one sitting, especially for older adults, can cause bloating or discomfort. The goal is gentle, consistent support. I worked with a woman in her mid-70s dealing with early-stage diabetes and high cholesterol. She started mixing a teaspoon of oats into her daily rice. After 3 months, her lab results improved, and more importantly, she felt better, more energy, clearer focus, less digestive strain. And one more gentle reminder: if you have any kidney concerns, be sure to consult with your doctor before increasing your intake of fiber or whole grains. Everybody is different, and it's important to choose what's right for you. Now that we've made your rice friendlier for blood sugar and cholesterol, let's explore a golden spice that's been treasured for centuries, one that may naturally support better insulin sensitivity. Let's talk about a small but mighty ingredient: turmeric. You may already know turmeric as a common spice in curries or herbal teas. But did you know that just a tiny amount of turmeric added to your rice could help your body respond more effectively to insulin and even calm down internal inflammation? The magic comes from turmeric's active compound curcumin. It's been researched for years due to its antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties, but one of its most fascinating benefits is how it supports insulin sensitivity. In simpler terms, curcumin helps your body use insulin more efficiently, almost like sharpening a dull key so it fits the lock again. As we get older, many of us experience something called insulin resistance, when our cells don't respond to insulin the way they used to. This can lead to higher blood sugar levels, fatigue, unwanted weight gain, and, in some cases, more serious complications. But here's something hopeful. Research from the National Institutes of Health found that regular curcumin intake over time reduced insulin resistance by 23%, a result similar to what some mild diabetes medications can offer. And the best part, it only takes a pinch. There was a woman in her late 60s who had been managing type 2 diabetes for several years. After consulting her doctor, she began adding a small pinch of turmeric powder to her warm rice each day. She didn't change anything else in her diet. A few months later, her blood sugar readings became noticeably more stable, and she was even able to lower the dosage of her medication. Her smile said it all. Want to try this at home? It's very easy. Once your rice is cooked and still warm, just sprinkle 1 to 2 small pinches of pure turmeric powder over it and stir gently. That's it. The warmth of the rice helps release the spice's natural oils and aroma, allowing the flavor to blend beautifully with the grains. If you're new to turmeric, start with a small amount and slowly increase it as your palate adjusts. Make sure you're using pure turmeric powder, not curry powder. While curry powder often includes turmeric, it also contains salt and other spices that don't offer the same benefits and may cause discomfort in larger quantities. Also, a quick word of caution: if you have gallbladder issues or are on specific medications, it's best to check with your healthcare provider before making turmeric a daily habit. It's always wise to play it safe. This is a simple, colorful practice that delivers subtle yet meaningful results, a way to tap into centuries of natural wisdom through just one small addition to your plate. And now, for our final rice tip, something that may surprise you, because it doesn't involve adding anything at all. It's all about how you cool and reheat your rice to unlock even more benefits for your gut. Yes, you heard that right. Cooling and reheating your rice can have a big impact. No fancy ingredients, no supplements, just a bit of time and temperature change. Here's how it works. When you cook rice and then let it cool, the starches inside it go through a transformation. They become something called resistant starch. Unlike regular starch, which your body quickly digests and turns into sugar, resistant starch resists digestion. Instead of breaking down in the small intestine, it travels to the large intestine, where it becomes a food source for your good gut bacteria. The result: better digestion, less inflammation, and stronger immune support. It's like giving your digestive system a gentle, restorative massage from the inside out. And that's not all. Resistant starch also helps control blood sugar spikes after meals, supports more regular bowel movements, and improves how your body utilizes insulin. This tip is especially helpful for older adults dealing with blood sugar swings, digestive discomfort, or constipation. I once worked with a gentleman in his 70s who had struggled for years with irregularity and irritable bowel issues. Medications helped somewhat, but nothing brought lasting relief until he started cooling his rice after cooking and reheating it before eating. Within weeks, his digestion became noticeably smoother. He felt lighter, more comfortable, and finally in balance. Want to try it yourself? Here's what to do. After cooking your rice, remove the lid and let it cool at room temperature for 30 minutes to an hour. You can enjoy it right away, or better yet, store it in the fridge and gently reheat it later that day or the next. When reheating, simply warm it until hot, but don't overcook. And be mindful, in warmer weather, rice left out too long can allow harmful bacteria to grow. If you're not eating it soon, refrigerate promptly and consume within 1 to 2 days. This easy technique can bring big benefits: improved gut health, better blood sugar control, and a deep sense of inner balance that so many older adults long for. Just imagine, with a little time and intention, even something as simple as rice can become one of the most nourishing parts of your meal. Now that we've explored all 5 of these gentle yet powerful rice habits, let's take a moment to reflect and bring them together. Each one may seem small on its own, but when practiced consistently, they create a meaningful shift. Meal by meal, grain by grain. Let's quickly recap. Soaking your rice, adding a splash of vinegar, mixing in a bit of oatmeal, sprinkling turmeric, cooling and reheating for resistant starch. Each habit supports better blood sugar control, smoother digestion, and long-term vitality. And here's the beautiful truth: it's never too late to start. You don't have to do them all at once. Just pick one, whichever feels easiest, and let your body be your guide. Small steps often led to the biggest changes. I've seen these tips empower so many older adults to feel better, move with ease, and regain control of their meals and their health. You absolutely deserve that too. If this video helped you or gave you a new perspective, please give it a like. It really supports the work we're doing. And if you'd like to stay on this journey with us, tap subscribe to become part of the Health 907 family. We're here to share practical, science-backed tips that fit into your everyday life. Have any of these rice habits surprised you? Have you tried one before? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Feel free to share in the comments. Take good care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video. You've got this.